Good morning, children. Now that we are doing angles, and I had promised you that we are going to learn how to measure angles in our next video. So children, I request you to buy a protractor first, and your protractor should be very neat and clean with clear divisions, because when we want to measure angles, we want to be very accurate. So children, I have drawn many angles on a white chart paper. What I'm going to do, I'm going to focus one angle at a time and show you how to measure angles. But before that, I will show you what is a protractor, and I will explain you everything about the protractor. Okay, let's start. So children, this is a protractor. I'm sure most of you would have seen it. It is a semicircular and looks like a D. Some children also called it a D. Actually, it is called a protractor. This is used to measure angles. It's an instrument to use to measure angles. Okay, you can see a scale here, children. There is an outer scale as well as there is an inner scale. In the outer scale, there is a 0 to my right and your left. There is a 0 to my right, and it starts like this: 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. So after starting from 0, it ends at 180 degrees. Now there is an inner scale here. This inner scale has a 0 to my left and your right, and it goes in the other direction like this: 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. Children, while measuring angles, you have to use one out of these two scales. Which scale you have to use, that I will explain to you while we are measuring angles. Another thing, between 0 and 10, you can see there are 10 equal divisions. These 10 divisions are 10 degrees. So starting from 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please pay attention, look at 5. 5 is slightly longer. This is 5 degrees, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is very long, you can easily make out, and so on. So children, our protractor starts from 0 and goes till 180 degrees. Also, you remember that I told you in my previous video that a straight angle is 180 degrees. So here is our 0 and here is 180. So this will make a straight angle. Now children, this line which joins this 0 and goes till through this 0 and goes till 180 degrees, this is called the baseline of the protractor. This point where the baseline and the vertical line meet, this is the center of the protractor. We must always keep the vertex of the angle carefully on the center of the protractor, and any one side of the angle should be kept on the baseline. How we are supposed to measure it, I will show you shortly. I hope you would have understood how the divisions are there in the protractor. Okay children, this is something which you may not have seen. It is absolutely a perfect circle See, it is actually two protractors joined. Can you see this 0? You see this 0, it starts from here. So this is 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 degrees, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180 degrees. Now after 180 degrees, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350 and 351, 352, 353, 354, 355, 356, 357, 358, 359, and this is 360 degrees. So in a complete circle, we have 360 degrees. This is the protractor I was talking about. Okay children, look at angle ABC. B is the vertex of angle ABC since AB and CB meet at B. Now I want to measure this angle. I am going to keep my protractor, and I told you that we have to keep the center of the protractor on vertex B and the baseline I have to keep on one of the sides, one of the arms of the angle. Okay, let us start. Right. Now children, please have a look. I have kept B on exactly on the center of the protractor. This baseline is coinciding with one arm BC of the angle. Now we will have to use inner scale to measure this angle. Why we are going to use inner scale? Because the 0 of inner scale is lying on one arm. Please see, this is 0, 10, 20, 30. Can you see this arm AB is exactly on 30. So angle ABC is equal to 30 degrees. Please see carefully children. Angle ABC is 30 degrees. This angle is DEF. Children, there are three ways to name an angle. You can call it as angle FED also, and you can call it as angle DEF, or you can call it angle E. This alphabet of the vertex should be in the center if we are calling the angle with the help of three letters. For example, angle DEF or angle FED. Okay, now let us measure it. Now, please see carefully. I have kept the protractor in such a manner that the base line is on the arm EF. Now this is the 0 on arm EF. So I am going to use the inner scale. I will never measure from 180 degrees. Children, please be careful. On the outer scale, it is 180 degrees. I will not start from 180 degrees. I have to start from 0. We start measuring anything from 0. So this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Please see carefully. This arm is on the 60th division and this angle DEF is equal to 60 degrees. Don't confuse it with this outer scale, children. Since you have been using the inner scale, since your 0 is on one arm, you started from 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So angle FED is equal to 60 degrees. Look at angle HGI. Other name for this is angle IGH, or you can call it only angle G. Let us measure it. Let me keep the protractor very carefully on the vertex G. The center of the protractor should be on the vertex G and the baseline should be on GI, on the arm GI. Look at this. Here is the 0. Let us start from 0. This 0 is on arm GI. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. This is 80 degrees. Children, we are using the inner scale. Don't confuse it with the outer scale. This is 80 degrees. Angle HGI is 80 degrees. This angle is angle JKL. The other name for this is angle LKJ. You can also call it as angle K. Let us try and measure it. Again, keep the center of the protractor very carefully on the vertex. And one arm should be on the baseline. Look at this arm. KL is on the baseline. This is the 0 on the baseline. We start from here and go 10, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So children, this is a 90 degrees angle. It is a right angle. This is angle MNO. Its other name is angle ONM. Or we can also call it as angle N. Okay, let us try and measure it now. See children, again I am being very careful in putting my protractor, the center of the protractor on the vertex and one arm under the baseline. Okay, this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. See children, it has got moved little bit. Wait. Yeah. 110. So this angle MNO is 110 degrees. So children, this is an obtuse angle. Angle PQR or angle RQP or angle Q we are going to measure now. Vertex Q on the center of the protractor. Okay. Now, this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, and this is 45. After 40 and before 50, between 40 and 50, you can see this other arm, and this is 45 degrees. So children, this angle is less than 90 degrees and this angle is an acute angle, and measure of angle PQR is 45 degrees. Angle STU or angle UTS or just angle T. Let us measure it. It looks quite big. The arms are apart. Okay. Now we have to start from 0, and our 0 on the arm is this one. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. And this is 120 and 121, 122, 123. So angle STU is 123 degrees. Children, since it is more than 90 degrees, it is an obtuse angle, and you can see this is 120 degrees, this is 130 degrees, and the arm ST is more than 120 and less than 130. So you have to look here carefully, count the number of divisions, and this is 123 degrees. Angle VWX or angle XWV or just angle W. Let us measure it. This is looking still bigger than the previous one. Okay, let us see. My center of protractor is exactly on the vertex. The arm WX is under the baseline. I will have to start from this 0 because this 0 is on my arm. WX 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 155, 156, 157, 158. So you can see this is 158 degrees. 158 degrees is more than 90 degrees. So angle VWX is an obtuse angle. And children, see carefully, you can see the arm. It is closer to 160 degrees and away from 150. So this is 158 degrees. Look at angle XYZ. We can also call it angle ZYX or just angle Y. Okay, let me keep the protractor on the angle carefully. My vertex is at the center of the protractor and arm ZY is under the baseline. But children, note, now you have to be very careful. In all our previous angles, we have been using the inner scale, but this time we will be using the outer scale. Why we are going to use the outer scale? Because 0 of the outer scale is on one arm, right? So this 0 is on one arm and this 0 is the 0 of the outer scale. So children, we have to use, this has got little bit moved, just wait. Let me adjust once again. Yeah, I think now it's fine. Okay, now this is the 0 of the outer scale and this 0 is lying on YZ, arm YZ. Okay, let us move 0, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 and 19. See children, it is only one division short of 20. This is 20 and it is one division short of 20. So the angle XYZ is 19 degrees. Look at angle CDE. Okay, let's measure it. The vertex is D, which is at the center of the protractor. This is the 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 135 and 136. Angle EDC is equal to 136 degrees, and since it is more than 90 degrees, this is an obtuse angle. Look at angle HGF. Let us measure it. G is exactly on the center of the protractor. Again we are using the outer scale because the 0 which is there on the arm GF is on the outer scale. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, almost 95 degrees. Angle HGF is 95 degrees and is an obtuse angle. Angle KLM or angle MLK. Okay, children, now you have to again see that again we will use the inner scale. Why we are going to use the inner scale? Because this time the 0 which is lying on arm LM, this 0 is lying on the inner scale. That's why we are going to use the inner scale. Okay, 0, 10, 20, 20 and this is 21, 22, 23, 24. Angle KLM is equal to 24 degrees. Since it is less than 90 degrees, it is an acute angle. Look at angle MNO. Now it is placed in a funny manner, but no problem. We will shift RD according to the angle and we will keep our protractor very carefully with the center again on the vertex and the baseline on one arm. So you can see again we are going to use the outer scale. Why? Because the 0 of the outer scale is on the arm NO. So this is the 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57. So this is 57, 57, yes. So this is 57 degrees. Angle ONM is 57 degrees and it is an acute angle. Look at this angle XOY or angle YOX. Let us measure it. Okay. Again we will use the inner scale because the 0 is on side OY, 0, 10 and here is other arm. This is 10 and this is 15. Yeah, this angle is 15 degrees. Angle XOY is 15 degrees and it is an acute angle. This is the last angle we are going to measure, angle DEF. Okay, let us keep the protractor. Children, you should keep the protractor very, very patiently and very carefully. Okay, the vertex is on the center, the baseline is on the arm EF and we are going to use the outer scale because 0 of outer scale is on the arm. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. No, we have 61, 62. Angle DEF is equal to 62 degrees, and with this, children, I really hope you would have learned how to measure angles. So that's all for today. In my next video, I am going to teach you how to draw angles. So be ready for that video with a protractor and a scale and a sharp pencil. Okay children, have a great day.